Way back in 1998, the late Secretary General of the United Nations by name Kofi Annan thought of an idea, brought an idea of saying the only way to bring world order where crimes committed that are not punishable in local courts, local countries, regional courts could be taken to an international crimes court. The Rome Statute and Rome Treaty of 1998 July was an offspring of already cooked DSGE intelligence system mechanism to keep Africa under check. Up to date, the French government pays 70% of the salaries of the International Criminal Court, from the porter to the judge to the prosecutor and the rest of the other people. This was a project of Kofi Annan and the Kofi Annan Foundation, followed by George Soros as an accomplice of Kofi Annan, brought in by Luis Moreno Ocampo and the entire system of the West, some countries in the West, to keep check on African countries that did not agree with the policies of the French and to their policies of Western culture. The International Criminal Court Chief Prosecutor Luis Moreno Ocampo agreed in all this that yes, he has been picking money, extra monies, and we followed the story together with my group in France, powerful investigators in France who worked together with me, and we found out that, truly speaking, Luis Moreno Ocampo, Fernandez Gumedi, the former judge, the president of the International Criminal Court, laundered money, some coming from American banks themselves. This evidence was put in the ICC. In the case of Bashir versus the chief prosecutor, I filed an application, which I still have, and which I'm going to publicize again, so that people can know that I was right. I've been vindicated because the American friends now have found that my credibility is real, that I was right when I stood up to say this court is corrupt. This court laundered us money, $17 million of United States money, laundered through Bahamas, through New York banks, back to Ocampo's personal assistant, by then called Fernandez Gumedi Silvia, who later on rose to the ranks of becoming the president of International Criminal Court. It has taken us time, energy, effort, resources to investigate the corruption scandal that have rocked the International Criminal Court. Why should African countries continue to be in the ICC, yet even the superpowers like America are saying no, we have enough courts to try our own people? Viewers, it has taken Americans over 20 years to listen to our voices when we told Rainburger in Nairobi that this court is a corrupt court.
Today, on the eve of September the 11th, I want to deliver a clear and unambiguous message on behalf of the President of the United States. The United States will use any means necessary to protect our citizens and those of our allies from unjust prosecution by this illegitimate court. We will not cooperate with the ICC. We will provide no assistance to the ICC, and we certainly will not join the ICC. We will let the ICC die on its own. After all, for all intents and purposes, the ICC is already dead to us.
A case of the Kenyan people. These cases in Kenya, the chief prosecutor called Bensouda put serious statements at the end of the cases, discharge and termination. In legal language, these cases pose a very serious threat in the future. What the people of Kenya can do, and they should do, is today to wrap up the work envelope. Because until this envelope is sealed, thrown in Indian Ocean, the chief prosecutor in the future will come and look for that envelope, use it to incriminate people again. It brings me back to the situation. America is sealing its journey out of the ICC. Why do you wait? Why don't you take this opportunity to seal your journeys out of the ICC? America is quitting, warning that it cannot no longer be a party to such an obnoxious court, a court that has no powers, that talks from this side and vomits from the other side, a court that cuts and pastes evidence, a court that buys witnesses, a court that incites incentives, gives incentives to witnesses of a passport and a relocation, then you tell lies about people. A court that sentences you as per the words there. Why should you leave a country that has a jury that checks on what the judges would do, the excesses of judges, and go to a country, a court that has no jury? Time has come for Africa to think. Do we need this court? Does Africa need this court?
Good morning, viewers. Good morning, Africa. Good morning, the world. Good morning, the entire universe. Good morning, Punchline Africa Television. Good morning, the people of Nigeria, of Biafra, Cameroon, Amazonia, Libya, Mozambique, Maputo. Good morning. Good morning, the people of Mogadishu. Good morning, the people of Kigali, Kampala, Juba, Khartoum. Good morning. Good morning, The Hague. Good morning, my lawyer, Chief Charles Taku, seated today in the hall in the United Kingdom, in the Kingdom of Holland, in The Hague. Good morning, Charles. Good morning. And I thank you for having saved me, saved my life, from the monstrous court. Good morning, Professor David Hoyle, my professor of international politics, international relations, and international systems. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, Dr.
Professor David Hoyle. Good morning, and Professor Gerard Onyari. I'm still greeting, and I'm greeting. Good morning, all of you, wherever you are. Good morning, the people of Zimbabwe, for having supported me, encouraged me, sent me, paid my lunch to struggle against the ICC. Good morning, all of you, those in Kenya, friends who helped me, whom I cannot name here. Thank you very much. Good morning, Professor Makau Mutua, for having accused me for tampering with witness OTP number 4. Good morning. Good morning, Maina Kiai, Ladiwel Otieno, Haren Duvi, John Mue. Good morning. I have forgiven you, and I've left every matter in the hands of God, including Professor Makau Mutua. Professor Makau Mutua, thank you for your article that you wrote in 2012 accusing me of having tampered with the witness OTP number 4. Good morning, the traitors. Good morning, Moses Kuria, for having brought witnesses to fix William Ruto. Good morning. Good morning, and you have turned around. Good morning, Hassan Omar, for having, it comes to a day and an era. This is my day today, and I'm going to speak my mind. I have collected enough information from 2005, no 2007, 2005 is when I started fighting the International Criminal Court. Good morning, my people. Those who were wrongly accused, like me. Those who suffered, who went through humiliation. The Ocampo 6 in Kenya. The Bosco Tanganas. Thomas Lubanga. Pierre Bemba. Babugo. Laurent Babdo. Saif Gaddafi. Good morning. Omar Bashir. Good morning. You might be in prison, but I am here. I'm out. And I will stand with you up to the end by telling the court that your case was procured. Your case was bought. Your evidence witnesses were bought. Your witnesses were flown from Darfur to Jamena, from Darfur to Cairo, from Darfur to Eritrea, from Darfur to Addis Ababa. Coached, trained, bribed to write statements against you. Good morning, the Secretary General, former, late. Those who have gone, these greetings will reach you, Kofi Annan. You are in the spirit, but you left a very tainted legacy. You created the International Criminal Court as a cash cow to sort your problem of Kofi Annan Foundation, to give money to Kofi Annan Foundation, to molest Africa. Good morning. Good morning, Africa. Kofi Annan Foundation, what does it do on African continent? Show me one apartment. Show me one project that Kofi Annan Foundation has built apart from self-interests. Good morning, Africa. Good morning, the government of France, for having facilitated, equipped, logistically, a wrong office of the OTP to molest Africans. Good morning, George Soros, for having done a damage to the international justice. Good morning, Senator Murkomen, Governor Sang, for the statements you wrote against the man that you praise and sing today, who has not seen who actually wanted him to rot in jail. Good morning, those who enjoy President Uhuru Kenyatta's kindness when they actually wanted him to be jailed. Good morning. I'll not mention many, but I know very many. But good morning, Kenya. Today marks a great day for me. First, Miriam, good morning in the station in Nairobi.
Very good morning to you, Doctor, and a very good morning to our viewers wherever they're watching us from today.
And a good morning, Douglas Kirimi.
Good morning, Doctor, and my co-panelists and our viewers.
Good morning, Oleseseni Tawish Samuel.
Good morning, Dr. Matsanga, my colleague panelist, and of course, everyone who is watching us this morning.
And a good morning, Professor Gerard Onyari.
Yeah, good morning, Dr. Matsanga, my fellow panelists, and our viewers from wherever they are.
Good morning, Javani Karanja. Thank you, Professor.
Thank you, Dr. Matsanga. Good morning to our viewers and my fellow panelists. Thanks for having me on the show.
Good morning, last Dr. Joseph Nyachama from Nairobi.
Good morning, Dr. Matsanga, my fellow panelists and viewers wherever they are listening this program from.
Thank you very much. I thank you all for the show of yesterday, a mighty show that we had last night, a record of 2.5 million over viewers across the continent. I want to thank you. That is the machine that I want to continue carrying all the time. And I thank you very much for keeping up with the tabs. Tawish, the rest of you, Javan, all of you, Joseph, Dr. Nyachama, all of you, and Miriam, and everybody, Professor Onyari, those who kept in the background helping us to work. Thank you. It was a mighty show. It has gone over 3-point-something million people across the world. And it is being reviewed. We were candid and we did our job. Thank you very much. And we thank the people of Africa, the satellite South African Broadcasting, South Cameroon Broadcasting Corporation for carrying it, and it's carrying it today as we speak. Thank you very much. Africa will rise and shine one day again. Today, ladies and gentlemen, first, my humble request that I will take time to lay a background to this story. By that time, the chief prosecutor in The Hague, we cross over to The Hague at the top of the hour. As the proceedings start going on, I want to tell you my lawyer, Chief Charles Taku, will be speaking to us right from The Hague. That's my lawyer who saved me from the hands of Fatou Bensouda and Louis Moreno Ocampo. After Saitoti and his clique in Kenya decided that I should be arrested, detained for 3 days in Fairview Hotel without any communication as I was being questioned over the question of witness number 4. First of all, there will be a written statement, but I want to do one thing with its courtesy. I hope all of you are seeing this. That is the first page that I want to begin with. Dear comrades and the world, today is a sad day for me and both a joyful day for me. That on 27th of March 2012, the chief prosecutor in a letter dated that which is here addressed my lawyer, Chief Charles Taku, through my lawyer, to me, Dr. David Nyekorach Matsanga. This letter, for those who have been doubting me, including Ruto, and I want Ruto to listen to me, because we are marking history today. This letter, and including Khan himself, I want him to listen to me. He might think we have not kept history. I've kept history. And I'm going to handle it very carefully. Because if history is not handled properly, it could be very disastrous. Miriam and the panel, on 27th of March 2012, the chief prosecutor issued a warrant and sealed and sent it to the government of Republic of Kenya for me as Dr. David Nyekorach Matsanga to surrender to the office of the chief prosecutor of the International Criminal Court. The letter is here. My crime, and it was dated. This letter confirms on behalf of your client, Dr. David Nyekorach Matsanga, that you have agreed to request to be interviewed, interrogated, and that interview and interrogation will take place on 12th, 13th, and 14th of April in 2012 in Nairobi, Kenya. The interview will be conducted and the interrogation will be conducted under pursuant of Article 52.2, 55.2 of the Roma Statute. As we discussed in prior correspondences, there are grounds, very serious grounds, to believe that Matsanga, Dr. David Nyekorach Matsanga, committed or has committed violations of Article 70 of the Roma Statute. The interview and the interrogation will focus on information that your client, me, posted and had posted on the website, in particular, that website, africaworldmedia.com, which is my company, and assertions that he has made a revelation and he has exposed witness OTP relation to the ICC office of the chief prosecutor, and the witness therefore before the court OTP number 4. Signed, please confirm the agreement to this interview. Best regards, Professor Alex Whiting, the Chief Investigative Coordinator, Office of the Chief Prosecutor, International Criminal Court in The Hague, dated 27th March 2012. My fellow panelists, ladies and gentlemen, from that day, things were not the same for me. I want to relay this story. Things never were the same for me. Why was I being investigated? I was being investigated for purportedly. Why was I being arrested? I was being arrested, investigated for purportedly having been a thorn in the flesh of Ocampo and Fatou Bensouda. Fatou Bensouda's mission and Ocampo to finish the 6 Kenyans who had been accused of various crimes against humanity and crimes
Oh, well, we seem to have had a problem there with the doctor's connection, but once that has been corrected, he will continue giving us that statement there. Doctor, if you could hear me, good morning. Very well. As we wait for that to be corrected, we know today Karim Khan, the court's third prosecutor, will be sworn in today, June 16th, beginning a 9-year term following his election by ICC member states. Khan, a UK national, was a legal advisor in the prosecutor's office at the International Criminal Tribunals for the former Yugoslavia and Rwanda. He was most recently head of the United Nations Security Council, mandated investigation of crimes committed by the extremist armed group Islamic State, also known as ISIS, in Iraq. All right, there, as we wait for a doctor to rejoin us, he was most recently the head of the United Nations Security Council mandated investigations of crimes, as I said there, in Iraq, and Bensouda's term was marked by decisive efforts to expand the reach of the court around the globe to address serious international crimes. In addition to Afghanistan and Palestine, during her tenure, the prosecutor's office opened investigations in Bangladesh, Myanmar, Burundi, Georgia, and Mali, as well as a second investigation in the Central African Republic, and announced that the situations in Nigeria, Philippines, and Ukraine warrant full investigations. Now, the prosecutor persevered in opening of the situations in Afghanistan and Palestine, and in the face of hostile campaign by the former U.S. administration under President Donald Trump. And of course, there's a lot of scandals that have since rocked the International Criminal Court. Just giving us a bit of some information as we wait for that connection from Dr. to be connected, because he was issuing a statement on the end of an era. Fatou Bensouda has concluded her term, and today Karim Khan will be the chief prosecutor at the International Criminal Court in The Hague, that is the ICC. And so a couple of renowned cases that they've dealt with across Africa. Very well, I think Doctor has been able to join us back, so I'll take us right back to the Political Command Center, and Doctor will continue giving us that statement he was giving us earlier. Doctor, welcome.
Thank you very much, Miriam. They are trying to interrupt with my internet because, you know, I'm bringing out the truth. But don't worry, I've now put up a safeguard. We shall not get down.
Okay, that's good.
The truth will come out. And someone has just come and said, an unknown error. Where did the error come from? But it's all right. I know it is Itumbi and the company. But Itumbi, I'm the one who taught you what to do. Even taught you how you can handle a fork in a plane. So shut up and eat first you ate Uru's money, then you disappear to Ruto. You small boy. I know what you do, but I'll smoke you out of that hole. So I know you. But anyway, Itumbi, I give you a ticket. Can we travel together now that Fatu Bensouda is not there? And we see whether you will come back. The warrant still stands for you. You haven't cleared your warrant. You have not. You don't know we are just covering you, Itumbi. It is me suffering. Who suffered, who lost a job. Miriam, my dear sister, and others. As I was saying, the problem was only I who stood up in 2005 in the United Kingdom when Museveni went to meet the former chief prosecutor, Murui Moreno Ocampo, in the Cumberland Hotel, where the meeting took place. I stood up and addressed international journalists, and I said, the International Criminal Court, that we went to Rome to form. And Miriam, I want to tell you, and the viewers and the panel, those listening, I was one of the few Africans who was gathered with Kofi Annan and my friend, Dr. Fabio of St. Gidio in the Vatican, on the invitation of the Vatican to go to Rome under Pope Paul. Yes. And I was in the hall when ICC was being formed. Forget about this Ruto. What is he? He didn't even know Rome at that time. So Sus, let me tell you, they have now grown and they stolen money, then they go around saying we want to be presidents. Wachana. I stood firm. I thought, I denounced ICC. Why it had investigated the Ugandan cases very badly. I said there was no justice at the altar of justice. There was no justice at the altar of international justice. How do you accuse Bantu? How do you accuse Luo? And refuse to accuse Bantu? Because Bantu did not use water to shoot, but Luos used the bullets to shoot. Is it? Is that a court that you will say until they reform that court? I will not stop talking. I don't care whether some people are running around with their trousers, gassing around, oh, Karim Khan. Let me bring the story of Karim Khan, and then you will see. Let me tell you, in 2012, Miriam, these were my positions. This was my position. One, the Kenyan case, the cases of Africa and Kenya, especially no threshold in the Kenyan cases, as they don't meet international ICC standards. Kenya had a judiciary. Kenya was able to try its people for those crimes. There was no genocide in Kenya. There was sporadic murder that can be tried in Kenya. Two, my position in 2008 was and still remains, the Kenyan cases were flawed. by the chief prosecutor Louis Moroni Ocampo. He bungled them. He left them bungled. They remained bungled. I hope Onyari is listening to this language today. They remain bungled. 3, fake and outlawed witnesses gathered through duress, inducement, and bribery. How do you collect Mungiki, outlawed by the Kenya government, to go and testify against people? How do you collect Maina Kabutu, allow him to be on Facebook, and you think Matsanga cannot meet him on Facebook? 4, violation of the rule of complementarity by the ICC chief prosecutor. Complementarity means, and as an international lawyer, I want to tell you, all Kenyans and the rest of the world listening, I don't care damn. Complementarity means the chief prosecutor cannot just come when a country has got a judicial system of Chief Justice Martha Koome, and come and pick Mr. Tawish and take him without Martha Koome understanding why you are taking Tawish. Complementarity. Students watching this show this morning, we shall learn quite a lot on this. Another point, number 5, why I opposed ICC single-handedly was that political underhand by international community and the local actors. They drove Uhuru Kenyatta, William Ruto, Mudhaura, and the rest, the Ocampo 6, and other African cases. If you look at them, Miriam, all of them, there is a beneficiary. And that beneficiary is local and international. In the case of Kenya, the beneficiary at that time were the opposition. And the international beneficiary was George Soros. George Soros and the French. That time the NGOs, Maina Kiai, Makao Mutua, Gladys Otieno, Harun Dube, Jonjo Mue, you saw the way they built houses in Runda and Karen. Kenny Wafula, Javan Karanja, you know Mr. Kenny Wafula, you must have bumped into him. He even married 16 wives. From one wife to 16 wives. The late Kenny Wafula. He built apartments in Eldoret. The courier, Moses Courier, who was begging for lunch, became the crusader of reporting, yet he was buying witnesses for 2 shillings, 2,000 Kenya shillings, to fix William Ruto. What a shame. Hassan Omar, the mullah of Mombasa. Today he walks around with his buttocks telling people that he has big like this. He has got so many good things. Upstairs, he can take them to Mr. Ruto. I hate them. Kegoro. Today is the day for me for mourning because I lost my job because of these lumpens. I would not be here shouting. I was earning what a minister in Kenya would not earn per month. I'm telling you today, Kegoro. The working man, work envelope. Kegoro is the one who drafted the work envelope. Leo ukweli isemwe. We are building an era, a new era of Karim Khan. Karim Khan is coming in. Don't rejoice yet. Let's work hard and clear this mess. These were the people were beneficiaries, Miriam. Miriam, from that day, this document is here with my picture. This book is being printed, published. I'm not going to publish it for free. If you want a copy, you send your good. It's material you will never get anywhere, including Murukomen, Sang, witnesses, including some people who have gained. It is here. And then there is something before I end, Miriam reminded me, which I've been told never to say by the court. And I will not say it, but I will whisper it to you. What happened after the interview, after the detention for 3 days, Miriam Ogutu, I came out of that detention a very healthy, knowledgeable man. I knew who fixed who in Kenya. I knew even men who walk around calling themselves professors. I knew kumbe. They are the people who wanted Uhuru Kenyatta and William Ruto and others to go to jail. I knew and I have it. So I will keep it to myself, and I've given it to my children. If you listen to the audio, you cry tears instead of laughing. The interview took 3 days. So I thank the ICC for having given me back the audio. They made a mistake. They didn't know that audio is going to be played in another court after the 2 men have left. I was waiting for Bensouda to go, to step aside and become an ordinary citizen. Then we can sort ourselves. Miriam, we can sort ourselves. Look at me. Have you seen the way I'm talking today? We can sort ourselves. Mama, the money is coming. We can sort ourselves. We can sort ourselves. She wrote a letter clearing me. She cleared me. She cleared me in black and white and said I was not a witness. I did not do anything wrong. And later on, after arresting me for almost putting me 3 days in detention in Fairview Hotel. Have you ever seen a Fairview Hotel? When you jump the fence to escape, you know what is down south at the gate. Miriam, you can't jump. What embassy is there, you know, I don't want to reach the security by naming the embassy. You know the embassy there. You know the sharpshooters waiting there. So the other side, there is also sharpshooter. So you cannot leave. I was told to stay there. No telephone, no communication, except with only 3 people. My lawyer, another Luo lady who was my PA. She's now married. I worked hard successfully. She's married in Switzerland. And thank you very much. Thank you very much. I like the people from that place. Very consistent, crying tears that I will not leave my boss. I would rather stay here. My PA, my lawyer, Charles Tako, and my lawyer, Danny Mwangi. Danny Mwangi, thank you very much, son. You stuck by me. But I also wish Makau Mutua I see Makau Mutua writing every day. If I were Makau Mutua, he said he would commit suicide. Why hasn't he committed suicide and leave people of Kenya alone? So, Miriam, I just want to say that I'm releasing this statement for the world to understand what steps next I'm taking. I therefore now sanction Stephen to release the statement, which you have fully signed, fully endorsed with its measures. As the man, I made 21 applications, Miriam, 21 applications to rescue the Ocampo 6, to rescue on Rule 68, to rescue my people. The Omutata type walking down the streets of Milimani Court. I am the big Omutata, a heavy banana of Wamutata to roll in international community. Whenever Karim Khan could see me, even up to today, Karim Khan can run. Because Karim Khan never won any case. The case was won by the man speaking, blowing witness number 4, OTP 4. Mudhaura's case and Uhuru's case started crumbling and all the cases of Kenya went down. I went back. I did not give up. I went back to fight Rule 68. Ruto did not want me to be in his team. He hated me. And Ruto, today I've forgiven you. Stop cheap hatred of people who help you. You have now jumped on a bandwagon, left Uhuru Kenyatta, who even paid your fees. Me, I'm honest. You have jumped on Hassan Omar, who wanted you jailed. You have jumped on Moses Kuria, who went to collect witnesses. You hate us, who were fighting for you on the floor. You even sponsored Gunjiri Wambugu, the MP for Nyeri, and said he should go instead of Matsanga. But Wambugu did not have accreditation. It is Matsanga who went. Wambugu was, by the way, Karanja is a favorite man of Wambugu Wangule. He was thrown out at the gate. So this is a man whom Ruto wanted to represent, that he was going to say, what? What? Then they found the giant who was already accredited by international standards. My name internationally, you don't eat it. Ruto. Ruto. Sikia, you don't eat my name internationally. Respect me. Respect me wala ya Mungu. Respect me na kurespect. Na wewe urespect watu wenye wale walikupigania like me. But instead you insult Uhuru Kenyatta, you hate all of us because you have found new boyfriends or new girlfriends who even wanted you to be fixed. You have given them money to insult Uhuru Kenyatta. Day morning, day night, Moses Kuria is insulting the President of the Republic of Kenya. Jamen, maisha gani, Miriam, maisha gani. So, for me, I did my best. As the curtain falls, the era crumbles. The ICC brings in a new era of a new chief prosecutor. I just want to wish my brother, Karim Asad Ahmad Khan QC, Queen's Council. That's his full name. Good luck. And I hope he will change the international community, International Criminal Court, for the better of the people of Africa. But if it goes to touch the people of Africa, tutaanzana kama he touches any African again. You touch any African again. Miriam, have you heard me? Africans are not the only criminals. I want to make a statement here and let the people hear me. We are not the only criminals. The International Criminal Court should not attempt to balkanize Africans as criminals. There are more criminals in the West who have killed, who have slaughtered, who have maimed Africans. I want the first person to stand in The Hague should be Sarkozy. President Sarkozy of France should stand trial in The Hague for killing Muammar Gaddafi, for ordering the slaughter of Libya. Am I wrong, Africans? Dawish, am I wrong? Am I wrong?
You're right, Doctor. You're right on that.
Anybody who wants justice, don't you think Sarkozy of France should stand trial for dismembering Libya? Why should we go to Libya and arrest Saif Gaddafi and fail to arrest the terrorists who were in Benghazi? Why don't you arrest General Khalifa Haftar? Why don't you arrest the terrorists who came to dismember Libya claiming to be freedom fighters? Is there justice? Why should you issue warrants against Gaddafi's sons, against Gaddafi's son, and you fail to issue warrants against Al-Qaeda operatives who took over Libya and now are commanding Libya? Why? Why Africa? Why Africa? Tell me. Today, I am one man who has stood firm against such form of injustices. I did not stand, I did not know Ruto, because Ruto was not worth me knowing. I had already traveled over 200, over 100, or over 50 cities to 80 cities in the world. I was already well known in the world. But my aim was to stop the fake cases where I saw Kenyans were fumbling. From my country, Uganda, I saw the mess that the two men brought, one woman and one man and one woman brought in Kenya. They brought a mess in our country. I want to take this opportunity today, since I'm forgiving so many people. I want to thank President Museveni for having accepted for a peace process to clear Uganda's mess. Without the peace process that I took part to negotiate the peace that is coming in Uganda, and I want to thank Dr. Ruakana Rugunda. I want to thank Dr. Riek Machar. I want to thank Dr. Joachim Chisano. I want to thank President Bashir, the former president of Sudan, you are in custody, but you played a part in resolving the Uganda conflict. I want to thank President Salva Kiir. I want to thank President Mwai Kibaki, the former president of Kenya. I want to thank Moses Wetangula Masika, the former foreign minister of Kenya, for the part you played in making sure. And I want to thank President Kabila for the part you played in making sure that the peace process of Uganda goes through and we avoided the ICC like a plague and a leprosy. Those officers like Ongwen and others who did not comply with the peace agreement were found outside the peace agreement, and us who took part, who signed agreements, who signed 5 agendas. It is the 5 agendas that has given President Museveni an overwhelming vote in northern Uganda. Are those not good fruits, Your Excellency? Are those not good fruits? The 5 agenda, not war, not military. The 5 agenda that I signed in Juba with Ruakana Rugunda is my witness. Not war, not military. The 5 they gave you peace. And you have got the votes. You have got, I was on a plane with Owinyi Dolo, the current Chief Justice of the Republic of Uganda. We all went to Garamba to look for Konyi together. I was on a plane with Olanya, the current Speaker of National Assembly of the Republic of Uganda. We went to look for Konyi together because we wanted peace in our country. And we don't want that peace to be reversed. Nobody should reverse that peace. Nobody will reverse it. We want a peaceful Uganda, a peaceful Africa. Does the ICC, therefore, in my conclusion, does it bring peace or it fragments the states? Has ICC brought peace anywhere? Look at Congo. How many Congolese have we detained? How many Congolese are in jail serving sentence? Is there peace in Congo? Yesterday, the government of Republic of Kenya sent several troops into Congo. To do what? Is to keep peace. But the ICC went to Congo, arrested Bosco Ntaganda, Thomas Lubanga, and the rest. But they failed to arrest someone who is still making it difficult for peace to come to Congo. They arrested Bemba for having invaded Central African Republic. But they left Bozize. Miriam, is Bozize not bringing chaos? Aha! Tell me I'm not a prophet near Elijah. I warned you that this is an amorphous organization, a dangerous organization, that now is killing peace than bringing peace. I therefore want that statement. I don't know whether Stephen is ready. Is the statement ready?
Yes, it is.
Okay. I want to read the statement, but I will say one thing. Point number 4 of my statement says, or let me start on point number 3. I want to read 2. This morning, 16th June 2021, the curtain falls on the fake prostitutions who faked fake prosecutors who faked the evidence, procured and obstructed justice at the office of ICC OTP. I am glad that lawyer Karim Assad Ahmad Khan, QC, from a civilized nation on earth called Britain, which is a signatory of the ICC, is taking over as a new chief prosecutor. I am very glad and I'm very happy. Miriam, do you know why? Because Khan knows the British law very well. That once you mess out there, you don't come back home and rest. They will pick you, they will take you down. They will lock you up. As a British citizen, Khan knows the consequences of messing up international law. And I want to go further to wish my brother Karim Khan. We were together in the trenches on the defense side. He never wanted to see some of us, but some of us played a pivotal role in collapsing the cases that he got fame for. In a world, there are foot soldiers and commanders. I was a foot soldier in the background. And I'm happy to see my brother Karim Khan take over as the new chief prosecutor. I have no qualms, but I will only have qualms if he starts to touch an African again. And he failed to touch Sarkozy. The first African that I want to take down, mostly that I'm upset about, is President Buhari of Nigeria. I think that one, I'll leave the matter to Onyari to pursue to get another star by pursuing that case. Point number 4 that I need to highlight it. William Shakespeare put it, all the world is a stage, and all the men and the women are merely players. They have their exits and their interests. And one man in his time plays many parts, and one woman plays many parts. His or her acts being 7 ages. Miriam, I hope, which I believe not to hope, you have read Shakespeare. You will find the quote very interesting. Luis Moreno Ocampo and Fatou Bensouda are exiting a scene of crime called OTP today on 16th June 2021. But I believe one day, and the Miriam, I believe one day, Luis Moreno Ocampo and Fatou Bensouda will face justice for faking most of the African cases. Today, I cooked tent and ponder on the journey I've heard from the corridors of International Criminal Court on Uganda, Sudan, DRC, Congo, Libya, Ivory Coast, my friend Babugo, and the Kenyan cases, my friend Pan-African Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, and William Samoei Ruto, and the Ocampo 6, Muthaura, General Ali, and the others. My heart cannot skip the throb of approbation and the battle conquered for Africa. Miriam, you need some statements need to be read so that people can hear. When I decided to be part of the Kenyan cases, I had nothing in me but the mission and the odyssey of Pan-Africanism, which palpitated the threats of Nkrumah, Thomas Sankara, Ahmed Sekou Toure, and many gallant sons of Africa, whose pronouncement was a free Africa for Africans. Despite the Kenyan 10th Parliament, the famous Ipse Dixit, those who know Latin, let us not be vague. Let us go to the Hague. In my conviction and intuition, I saw ICC as a rogue institution and a lapdog of Western powers to persecute, victimize, and even dislodge African regimes with impunity. Point number 9. It was crystal clear that 6 Kenyans were going to be extradited to a land afar in The Hague on forged, spurious, trumped-up charges. Besides, I believed Africa had its own internal mechanisms to resolve its own issues. 10. At the time when Chechnya, Syria, Afghanistan, Middle East, Palestine, and Israel, many other European countries were experiencing nerve-chilling bloodbath. It was sardonic that Luis Moreno Ocampo selectively pursued African countries. Why? I leave to the panel to discuss. I could no longer wait and sit in comfort in my London home. Something I thought about and I said, I must do something. I left my home in Surrey in London, Southeast England, on a mission of Sky News as an African consultant, and I came to see what was going on in Africa, especially in Kenya. I did not know those Ugandans who were indicted. I didn't know Kony. I did not know the Sikhs. I did not know Bemba. I did not know Thomas Lubanga. I knew Saidi Gaddafi when he came to London School of Economics. When he was a student, I used to address lectures in East African Students Association. But the type of investigations that Ocampo and the ICC conducted made me know that these people were unfairly treated. Mine was a journey I was willing to pay a price for. And as fate would have it, hurdles rocked the sail. So many of them, from illegal arrests that I got in Kenya, blackmailed by Makau Mutua, interrogated by ICC detectives, to malicious accusations of witness interference by Makau Mutua and Maina Kiai, and the rest of the ICC portals. By beginning the treacherous, it made me begin the treacherous journey, and I won. It was no mean. My 21 petitions in ICC have jumped to 14. My 21 petitions in the ICC and the subsequent withdrawal of the Kenyan case worked as an eye-opener for the continent of Africa. For the first time, the African Union and several states began to recognize and see my role of shouting at the International Criminal Court about the mess that was being conducted there. While on this, I did this purely, and at this point, come home. I did this purely for the people of Africa, as their servant. As Max Duprez once said, the first responsibility of a leader is to define the reality. The last is to say thank you. Ruto never said thank you to me, but it's all right. In between the leader, there is a servant, Miriam. That is my duty for the African people. And I thank President Uhuru Kenyatta for saying thank you to me at the end of it all. As the curtain closes down, African countries have not learned a lesson. And I want Professor Onyari to take it from here and Dr. Nachama. African countries have not learned a lesson. You see so many African countries, 34 countries. Only one country has learned a lesson. And that country is Burundi. Burundi decided to withdraw under Article 127 of the Rome Statute and to remain independent. If you want to go to Burundi today to arrest the president, you must come with rocket launchers from the UN Security Council. But in Kenya, they can easily arrest your president or your deputy or anybody without any ease. Without simple, come in with a warrant and take your president. You will not refuse. 18, lastly, I wish the new chief prosecutor, lawyer Assad Ahmad Karim Khan, Chusi, all the best and the courage to handle the new role of being a prosecutor, as opposed, and mark this, as opposed to being a defense lawyer. Mr. Karim Khan, this statement is going to be given to you by Chief Charles Tako is there. Put it in your records. I will remain an international investigative activist who will speak out against all ills, whether Karim Khan is there. If he makes a mistake, I'll speak out. I thank you all who stood by me on this torrid journey, especially my wife and my grown-up 8 children who read some of the harsh posts on me during this ICC debate or debacle. I want to thank those whose names I cannot list here. Friends, for giving me encouragement. You gave me strong words to stand firm and push on. The rest of what happened is history. And my Pan-Africanism remains strong to date. I have signed this document, signed, endorsed in London, United Kingdom. It's going to be handed over. Now it is a statement for everybody in the world to see, and that you can get it on the website of Pan-African Forum UK Limited, www.panafricanforumltd.com. It is there. My lawyer, Chief Charles Taku, is in town in The Hague. He will be able to deliver, to stand and witness the function. I also want to thank the lawyers of President Uhuru Kenyatta, Deputy President William Ruto before Kani came in. He had lawyers like Katwa, Kegen Katwa. I want to thank lawyers like Ogeto, Oyati, and the rest of those who stood, all those lawyers, great friends of mine. I want to thank everybody. I want to thank the people of Africa, the people who stood by me. In particular, I want to thank Wamatangi, the senator of Kiambu, for having bought my car or given me 300,000 shillings to take my logbook for my new Noah. My new Noah that I'd just bought, but I had no ticket to fly to go and defend Ruto, to go and make noise. Wamatangi told me to take my logbook to his car showroom near Nyayo Stadium. And I was paid 300,000 to return. If I returned, I would take my logbook and the car. Senator Wamatangi, thank you very much. You didn't do it because of commercial interests, but you also had business to conduct. But later on, you encouraged me and said, return, you can come and pick your car. That is the spirit. That's why you are still there and you won the seat. Because you saw why I was selling my car, a foreigner selling a car to defend other people. I want to thank Githure Kindiki, my comrade, although he turned to be a different man running around after going to the Senate. Githure Kindiki worked so hard on these cases. From the Guadugo, we battled all these Makau Mutuas, Hassan Omars, Mudhama, Harwale. These are the people who wanted these guys to go to jail. But thanks God, the world is a hard place. As Jimmy Reeves, as I end, said, this world is not my home, but we just pass through. Things change, and the things have changed. Those who hunted them are the people they want, are the people eating with them and enjoying government positions. For us who worked hard, some of us have no food at times. I thank you, Ruto, and I hope this time you'll be a good chap as you go into your final life of campaigning without insults and without threatening people. I hope nothing else occurs in Kenya, and I will pray for the people of Kenya. Thank you so much, and I return everything to you. Take it. I know the panel has been waiting. Thank you very much, Professor Onyari. Also, I had forgotten. I want to thank Professor David Hoyde, Professor Onyari. Towards the last minute of this long journey, you came to my rescue. We went together, started campaigning. Also, you are doing your part. But one of the meetings we had in Kenyatta University, KU, together, The men who, you look at Professor Kisangani. You know, Miriam, do you know Kisangani? Professor Kisangani said Ruto killed the people, killed Luya. He said Ruto killed Luya people. And you are here, a Luya, coming to defend Ruto. Didn't he say that?
He said.
And where is Professor Kisangani today?
Enjoying the roots of Ruto.
Is enjoying the money that Mr. Ruto obtained from Uhuru Kenyatta. Uhuru Kenyatta has revealed to us that the first term, Ruto enjoyed the money, corruption. And I've been saying it here. Kisangani is there, busy. On that day, you were my witness. I won the debate in Kenyatta University. Over 2,000 students clapped and said, continue speaking. Kisangani, where are you now? You are eating with the same Ruto you wanted jailed for life. People are not ashamed. People are shameless. And I want to end by saying the debate is now open. Thank you very much. Miriam, for your information, this, look at this. I've been keeping this well organized. So anything plus the DVD, which the court said I should not show, because it implicates very many people. I see some of them near President Uhuru Kenyatta, and at times I laugh. I don't want, if Douglas Karimi got this, it will be the day of the day. Douglas would do the best damage so far. But don't worry, Douglas, time will come when we shall expose them. Thank you very much. I came, I saw, I conquered my beat. I hand over back to Miriam. Thank you.
All right. Thank you for that. I think Doctor has exhausted, but I'd like to, perhaps get your thoughts on some of the things that he's talked about. And I'll start with you, Professor Jared Onyari. Professor.
Miriam, thank you so much. And you know my position when it comes to ICC, Miriam. You know very well. And Miriam, I stand for the dignity for an African person, Miriam. Miriam, I stand that we play by the rules, Miriam. We don't make the rules for this race, and we make for this race, Miriam. And Miriam, you know that crime to me must be punished. Justice must be seen to be done to the people who have been the victims, Miriam. So if you look, why was ICC formed, Miriam? It was formed so that it can hold accountable those who are guilty of worst crimes, Miriam. Miriam, it was formed to investigate and prosecute those who commit grave offenses such as genocide, war crimes, Miriam. To deter, Miriam, for those who rape women, Miriam, who destroy property, Miriam, who kill people, Miriam, who imprison people and who take people for slavery, Miriam. See what the Al-Shabaab are doing, Miriam. See what the Boko Haram are doing, Miriam. But Miriam, we cannot, when it comes to selective justice, Miriam, I part. And that's why we have walked this journey with Dr. Matsanga. You cannot just parade the African leaders, Miriam. You just go to embarrass them in Hague, Miriam. This is where I part, Miriam. But also, Miriam, the African leaders must be responsible, Miriam, so that we don't find ourselves there, Miriam. And Miriam, be it as it may, you cannot kill, murder people, Miriam, evict people from their homes, Miriam. And then the world becomes, when it comes to Kenyan case, Miriam, fine, we struggled, Miriam, and the cases were terminated. But Miriam, who killed Kenyans, Miriam, more than 1,200 Kenyans, Miriam. The people who are displaced, Miriam. children who are orphans, Miriam, women who are widows, Miriam, people cannot go back to their homes, Miriam. So, Miriam, that's why I say when it comes to truth and reconciliation, Miriam, we must come together, Miriam, and we say never again. This one should happen, Miriam. I can tell you, Miriam, because you know conflict is my area of expert, Miriam. Yeah? This thing will reoccur again. With what I'm trying to say, you may oppose me, you may do what? This thing will reoccur again. How I pray that, Miriam, if we could have taken the route of BBI, Miriam, we could have sorted these things down, Miriam. In fact, Dr. William Ruto, Miriam, the Deputy President for the Republic of Kenya, who was a victim of these things, Miriam, he's supposed to be behind Miriam. Miriam, it says that, Miriam, those who don't learn from history are condemned to repeat it, Miriam. This thing will one day return and harm him, Miriam. So be it as it is, Miriam here is that, can we pray by the rules? ICC is a good thing, but don't take African leaders, Miriam, there. And Miriam, that's why I agree with President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, Miriam. You know, he has contributed more than $1 million, Miriam, to African Court of Justice, Miriam. Why can't we have a court, Miriam, which tries African people, Miriam? Why must we take our people to Hague, Miriam? When will the continent of Africa learn to do the right things in the right way? So, I am in dilemma, Miriam. I know what conflict and what innocent people when they suffer, Miriam. But if we can go back to the Rome Statutes, Miriam, 1998, and it was enacted in 2002, Miriam, we pray by the rules. Otherwise, it's a good thing. And I want to tell you, Miriam, for sure, some of the little peace we are enjoying in this country, Miriam, is because of egg. It is because of egg, because people know that you should use struggle and you kill people the world cannot watch and allow you to do that. And Miriam, you know very well, when you are a small person, Miriam, the mighty can just dictate on you. So my appeal to African leaders, Miriam, and is for them, Miriam, to play by the rules, establish a court in Africa, Miriam, which even tries the people. Miriam, look, for example, what's happening in Nigeria, Miriam. See what's happening among the Biafra people, Miriam. Look, see how the Boko Haram are doing, Miriam. And then, Miriam, now you say now, because we are Africa, Miriam, even if it will be unfair, Miriam, I think Buhari, Miriam, should be tried in ISIS. It should be tried, even if some of my fellow panelists will say no, it should be tried, Miriam, there, because he's torturing and killing the Biafra people, Miriam. See what's happening in Cameroon among the Abasuna people, Miriam, Abasonia. It cannot be allowed, Miriam. So how I pray that all the people emulate what President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta has done. He's committed, Miriam. And you see, he believes BBI up to now, Miriam. Miriam, again, you cannot go and root the people which belongs the money which belongs to the people of Kenya, Miriam. And then now you start running around the country, Miriam, dishing around, Miriam, trying to incite young people. And I have seen what Moses Kuri has written in the social media, Miriam. He's saying that should there be an attempt, Miriam, for us to postpone the election for 2022, Miriam, that all the demons will come from hell, from hell.
Mm-hmm. Very well. We seem to have had a bit also of a technical hitch from our professors apart. So I'll just go on to Dr. Joseph Nyanchama. Dr. Aria, very good morning to you.
Good morning, Miriam.
All right, your thoughts.
Thank you very much, Miriam. My thoughts today, I have listened to Dr. Matsanga himself. Miriam, I don't know whether you were keen. He took 1 hour and 20 minutes. In that regard, I want to use his speech and talk as the centerpiece of my brief remarks. When I listened to Dr. Matsanga, I have been equally taken by emotions and at the same time inspired by his words. I know The ICC issue took him to a very challenging moment. And I want to encourage him as the head of the Pan-Africanism to tell him that, Dr. Matsanga, you know, people cry not because they are weak. People cry because they have been strong for so long. And for me, Dr. Matsanga, you have been so strong. And that is why you are here today through the Pan-African TV to tell the story. I know your letter, which you have read and is going to baffle the world. It is unfortunate, Miriam, that Dr. Matsanga, through his personal effort, had to enable many people who were to be unfairly tried. But because of his effort, they were let free. Many were not thankful. And I want to tell Dr. Matsanga, please forgive them, because God now has already taken charge. And the same people, Miriam, through Dr. Matsanga, they are in fact involved in what I call a rat race. Very big leaders involved in a rat race. And I want to tell them through you, Dr. Matsanga, that only rats win those races. And the rats never build anything. It is unfortunate that the leaders, some of them, Dr. Matsanga, you fought for, are involved on very mediocre races. They talk about people. Through you, Miriam, wherever they are listening from, I know now they have been triggered to listen. Let them go and read what Elena Roosevelt said. Big minds discuss ideas, average mind discuss events, and only mediocre minds discuss people. The very people some of them Matsanga helped are discussing people, and they claim to be visionary. Let them know today that they are categorized under mediocre echelon. When you heard President Uhuru Kenyatta talking about how he wants to save the country, people to come together, he never talked about a person. But other people started to imply and talking about people. Fellow Kenyans, wherever they are listening, this program, Dr. Matsanga, I promise you, is going to be a change maker, the way I've listened. I wish you could see my face. The moment I was listening, I became a bit emotional. Maybe that is for another day. Going to ICC, as I go to my final submission, Miriam, Bensouda is leaving. And you know, Dr. Matsanga said, these other countries want to destroy Africa. As much as we hate Bensouda, to know that these people do not seek justice equally. Do you know when Bensouda wanted to summon the Israel, you know, the war between Israel and Hamas in Palestine, Trump gave her, there was sanctions against her. And in fact, it was bad, and many of her assets were freezed. Only in April is when the current president lifted the sanctions. What does it tell you? America was trying to stop investigation of a crime, meaning that it is about interest. Is it really ICC for justice, or it is just serving interest of other people? And this is what Matsanga said. And that is why I said I want to use it as the centerpiece of my comments. Matsanga went further to say some pretenders are still in town. And maybe said the deputy president is still eating from the same plate of the very people who wanted to hang him. Do you know, Miriam, I said in this forum, and I want to repeat my flagship words about African leaders, particularly in Kenya also. Why this professional? He talked about professors here and there changing goalposts, Kisiangani. You talked about, I don't know who, Mtua. Do you know, Miriam, I've said here as I finish, that in Kenya we have produced charismatic leaders, and you know them, without character. They have no character. Gifted leaders without conviction. They speak very good English. Powerful leaders without conviction, you know them. They attract millions of followers, but they have no conviction. Professional leaders without morality. You talked of a certain professor, Professor Nyari, you said at Kenyatta University. Visionary leaders without values, and the spiritual leaders without conscience. Haven't you seen spiritual leaders dance in church for political leaders? What a shame, my fellow panelists. What a shame. Alite is listening. Oh, Miriam, I have no extra words. For now, I submit, and to you, Dr. Matsanga, I have right to your resolve, and God will reward you. If those you helped never did, God will. Miriam, I submit.
Well, thank you. Dr. Joseph Nyanchama from Nairobi here. Samuel Tawish.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Miriam. Dr. David Matsanga, my colleague panelist, of course, for the discussion we are having this afternoon. Allow me, Miriam, first of all, to thank Dr. David Matsanga, of course, for his consistency, the kind of steadfastness with which he has been dealing with this matter of ICC from the time, of course, the Kenyan matter arose, I remember, all the way in 2008. And he's one of those people really who stood behind President Uhuru Kenyatta and other individuals, including the now Deputy President William Ruto, during that hard time at the ICC. And Dr. Matsanga has vehemently been fighting the impunity that is being perpetuated through ICC in the name of dispensing justice. And I think this has been alluded to by other panelists who have spoken ahead of me. And I think even as we get the new ICC chief prosecutor, Karim Khan, who of course was the lawyer of Deputy President William Ruto and has actually been a renowned human rights defender. This is a person maybe we hope is going to bring a new change, a fresh blood, in as far as how ICC Office of the Prosecutor is handling its matters. Because again, you remember when we had the Kenyan case at the ICC, a lot of issues came to the fore, and most of it was about the investigations that the Office of the Prosecutor was handling. And I think that is what, of course, Dr. Matsanga was vehemently trying to fight. And I think now when we are having this new prosecutor coming into place, I want to hope and believe that this Karim Khan is going to bring that new change that we have all been aspiring as the people of Africa and, of course, as the world. Because, again, what we want for the victims, especially of genocide, of war crimes, like my panelists have said, is justice. But again, we do not want justice that is disguised when it is impunity that is being perpetuated, when they are serving different other interests, when their target is maybe to force regime change in some of the African countries. There's also an aspect of the leaders that my colleague panelists have given examples, Miriam, that of Buhari of Nigeria. There's that of Paul Biya, of course, in Cameroon. People who have no regard for human life and dignity. They have overseen, torture, murder of innocent civilians in those respective countries. And I want to hope that Karim Khan now will be in a position actually to take up such kind of matters and see how they can be addressed. Because again, we cannot have people or leaders who actually perpetuate impunity, or people who disregard law, people who do not respect human life, continue to actually have a field day. So with the coming in of Karim Khan, I'm very hopeful that perhaps at long last we are going to have a new dimension, a new dynamic, and a new look altogether as far as ICC is concerned, and more so in the Office of the Prosecutor. For now, Miriam, I submit.
All right, thank you. Samuel Tawish, Douglas Kirimi. Douglas, are you there? Javan Karanja, if you can hear me.
Yeah, thank you very much, Miriam, and mostly for the topic that you're discussing today about the incoming of the new chief prosecutor at the International Court of International Criminal Court. First and foremost, I want to thank Dr. David Matsanga for setting a good example of that when one is dedicated, they can change or they can alter the course of history. Because today, the history that Dr. Matsanga has set for calling out impunity, for calling out injustices and unfairness and favorism at the ICC court will go down to generations to come. And that is how a legend is known. Therefore, to that extent, I thank him so much. And also other leaders, Miriam, around Africa who have contributed to ensure that we have space. Our forefathers who came up with the spirit of Africanism and Pan-Africanism for ensuring that we as a continent, we move forward together. And also on that regard, I want to wish the best of luck for the incoming chief prosecutor, Karim Khan, as he started his duties, Miriam. And I hope he will bring the change that we badly aspire, and that is ensuring that all the leaders, all the head of state across Africa, across the world, who have committed crimes against humanity, Miriam, they are taken to that court and are prosecuted and justice delivered to the victims. Also, Miriam, in this country, we know for a fact there are still people who have not healed from the effects of 2007, 2008 post-election violence. I want to wish them that with the coming of the new prosecutor, maybe Miriam, the little that is remaining for justice to be dispensed, Miriam, will be catalyzed and amplified so that these people, as we go to the 2022 general election and the elections to come, Miriam, they'll be at peace with themselves and even with peace with their country, Miriam, and even with our leaders. And also, Miriam, we want also to ensure that as a country, and this should be across Africa countries, that before we run to ICC, before we run to seek rescue from these international criminal, the ICC and the ICJ and other bodies in The Hague, Miriam, we need first to exhaust the internal mechanisms that we have in a country. Miriam, we have a judiciary in a country, we have other courts in the country. Also, we can have a tribunal that can be settling these kind of crimes against humanity. Because to me, I see if it is done here in home, Miriam, we can fasten the process, we can speed the process, and Miriam, we can have a one-on-one interaction with the perpetrators and the victims, and they can also seek a reconciliation path without even going to this international criminal court. I think that is a route that we can try to work on and ensure that we can have justice also dispensed at our country, or even those crimes that are of high magnitude. Therefore, I wish all the best and to the incoming chief prosecutor, and for us as a country, especially Kenya. We have learned a lot from the crimes that were committed in this country in 2007, 2008, and I wish as a country we will not go back to those dark days, to those bad history, Miriam, and is upon our leaders as we gear to add towards the 2022 general election to practice political tolerance, to ensure that they are accommodative to all views and opinions of all leaders, because the kind of political intolerance that we are seeing, the kind of acrimony, the kind of tribal bigotry that are coming up to beating the drums of war, Miriam, we are not heading in the right direction. Therefore, we need to stop that and ensure that we have a country to build. Thank you. I submit.
Okay, thank you, Javan Karanja. From Nanyuki, I've seen Douglas Kirimi has rejoined. Douglas, is it still good morning? Good morning to you and your thoughts.
Good morning to you, Miriam.
Go ahead.
My comment this morning on the ICC cases, we thank Dr. Matsanga for fighting the fight that made sure that the ICC cases are corrupt. But Miriam, a time has come for us to accept that what Dr. Matsanga has always advocated for an African court, what President Uhuru Kenyatta gave us seed capital millions of dollars for an African court to be established in Africa. We have no such a court now. But there are people who committed crimes against humanity, displacement of people, and they made sure they continue sitting on properties that they have stolen from people. And we all know that we cannot prosecute them from Kenya. We are urging the new prosecutor today to come for his former client and prosecute him at ICC. Because Miriam, at the end of the day, we cannot continue having his former client terrorizing Kenyans as we end to elections, Miriam. I know Dr. Matsanga will not agree with me sending Ruto to ICC, but the former client of the ICC prosecutor, Karim Khan, should go to ICC, Miriam, because it is in public domain. The Mutesh run. There are so many Muteshis in this world. Mutesh was a senior civil servant who could go to court. There are people who have lost their land in Rift Valley. He continues milking cows belonging to poor people in Rift Valley, poor Kikuyu people in Rift Valley. And actually today his party has sponsored a candidate in Kiamba constituency. Even after banning that church many years later, they have not rebuilt that church, Miriam. It gives me goosebumps and also gives me headache this morning speaking about a man that should be in ICC today. Dr. Matsanga will not agree with me, but Karim Khan should come for his former client and take him to ICC because we have refused to have our own tribunal here in Kenya. We have refused an African court that can prosecute Africans on the African soil. Because, Miriam, honestly, why would someone not receive justice because we hate ICC? I hate ICC too. But people should receive justice, and the Karim Khan, the first show of duty, show of course, on his commitment to the rule of law, and also making sure that the people of the world and also the people of Kenya enjoy peace even beyond 2022, should come for his former client so that we can have a peaceful Kenya and move forward as a people, and also for him to get his own closure, Miriam, because there are people who continue losing. When the DCI, the Directorate of Criminal Investigations, asked for people to write statements, thousands of people came at DCI and they gave their statements of new threats to their lives towards 2022. The same suspects that Karim Khan represented in that court. We need Karim Khan, before we take a petition to strike him off from ICC, he needs to come out very clearly and deal with his former client. Because at this point, Miriam, we all need justice. If it is Douglas, take him to ICC until we have our own court, our own Omradi court that can prosecute people on the African court. We need the former client of Karim Khan at ICC to answer charges to crimes against humanity and everything that he has done to the people of Kenya, including economic crimes. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, and I think this is a conversation that we will continue having.
William, I did not finish my thoughts.
Oh, okay. Yes, go ahead, Professor.
Now, you see how my fellow panelists have built the case. You can see how Douglas has concluded, Miriam, and those are my thoughts, Miriam. It is either we prosecute here home, or it is either, Miriam, we decide now we are forgiving each other so that we move on. But we cannot assume. We cannot assume. And you know, people have gone and have written a statement, Miriam, and people are being threatened. You know, with all my fellow panelists, Miriam, when it comes to this displacement of people, killing people, losing properties, Miriam, it pains me. You know, I am a victim. And the sooner we sit together, Miriam, and as much as you may not like that process, where I don't like about the Kenyan cases, Miriam, here is that the witnesses were coached. Witnesses were being bought, Miriam. So this is where we lost this case, Miriam. And that's why, Miriam, I'm saying, Miriam, the Court of Appeal to give us a BPI so that, Miriam, we go for an election, Miriam, and we shut out the problem facing this country once for all. Where we see ourselves that we are all Kenyans, Miriam, we have got national ethos, we can live anywhere and everywhere in this country. About the new prosecutor and the other one who is going, Miriam, when someone is retiring and Miriam is going home, Miriam, do I really have a big quarrel to say except to wish him well in our retirement? But to learn from history that you should do good things, because, Miriam, history you cannot erase or delete. It will charge you wherever you are for a generation that you mishandled the cases, Miriam. And even the Ocampo's, Miriam, it was not a matter of justice which was being done to the people of Kenya. It was a matter of, Miriam, teaching people lessons, Miriam. That's not justice, Miriam. If it was allegations, Miriam, and that's why Dr. Matsanga is trying to say, Miriam, if these things were very honest, Miriam, Hassan Omar, when he was the chairman for Kenya National Human Rights, Miriam, he was procuring witnesses, Miriam. And now they are with Dr. Ruto, Miriam. Kisangani, whom you know, who was saying that one, and he said in my own hearing, Miriam, when we challenged him and Miriam and the student were, they were very happy that we still have men and women in Africa who is standing for an African, Miriam. So about Karim, Miriam, I did not judge him, but from my body language, we don't expect much from him, Miriam. From my body language, you can see, I cannot expect much from him, but I wish him well. But how I pray that, Miriam, that we go back to where ICC was formed, and Miriam, we implement that. I know if ICC, Miriam, is properly implemented, factions, Miriam, we will have stable societies because we will have people who have got respect for rule of law, respect for human rights. Miriam, if it all goes well, Miriam, you know, it has got the capacities, Miriam, to prosecute war crimes against genocide and crimes against humanity, Miriam, where the national government are not able to do. So, Miriam, if it goes the spirit where it was formed, Miriam, Miriam, look like the case, the Gacheche court in Rwanda, Miriam. You know, Miriam, in 1994, more than 1 million people were killed. I have been to Rwanda, the genocide sites, Miriam, and if you have an opportunity to go there, you can shed tears that human beings can be cruel. But be it as it may, Miriam, they said, guys, it just happened. What we do? They came with the Gacheche court, Miriam. They forgive each other and those who were able to go to prison, Miriam, and they have picked on and they have gone ahead with their country, Miriam, to rebuild their country. Never again should it happen. This is the kind of spirit, Miriam, I want to happen in other jurisdictions, Miriam. And you know very well, as Dr. Matsanga has said, Miriam, you know, when you talk about Muammar Gaddafi, Miriam, that was a serious grandson of Africa, Miriam. He was committed, Miriam, to be the United States of Africa, Miriam. Before Muammar Gaddafi died, Miriam, more than 17 African countries, Miriam, he was supporting them in their budget allocation, Miriam. But you know what? They merely killed him simply because of the resources of oil in Libya, Miriam. And Libya is never that country, Miriam. And you know, those people cannot be tried in international criminal courts, Miriam, merely to just parade the African people, Miriam, to go and humiliate them in ICC, Miriam, in Hague, Miriam. We are not children of a lesser God. We breed blood, Miriam. You know even what has happened in Iraq, Miriam, you know. What's happening in Afghanistan, Miriam, you know. What's happening in the Palestinian people, Miriam. People kill each other simply because they are having what we call, they have got a right to self-defense, Miriam. That one cannot be arrived because at the end of the day, we know there is God in heaven. Dr. Matsanga, let us keep on. Africa has got work to do, Oregasina, Javan, Douglas, Janchama, and Miriam, we have got work to do. If we cannot do it, nobody can do it. We have to speak, Miriam, that we need to be treated as human beings, Miriam, not to be humiliated. I submit.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you. I don't know if Dr. Matsanga has anything to say. Otherwise, we could end the show. Doctor, do you have anything to say? To add to what has been... All right, thank you so much. And so, as I said there earlier, this is a story.
I have something to say.
Okay.
Sorry, I don't know why these things go wrong. We have reached at the top of the hour. We have done our best. We have said our best. You can see the opinion differing on the panel. And I'm not going to bash Douglas. Douglas has a right to say what is here now. I just want to ask you Kenyans, in a humble, low tone, if you are driving to Malaba and you reach Banti Forest, you used to live in Banti Forest, you had paid for your land for over 60 years. It was your land. It was your house. But then you stop to buy something, Coca-Cola in Banty Forest. Then you look at your place where you used to live, Tawish. There is smoke coming out of the house, Karanja, where you used to stay. Someone is cooking there. Miriam, someone is cooking there. Mtu anapiga chakula kwa nyumba yako ambayo ulikuwa na watoto, ulikaa nao, ulizaa nao, ulizaia watoto hapo hapo. Watoto wako wako wakubwa. Wewe uko Nairobi kwa boys quarters SQ. You have hired with 6 children. Someone is in your house cooking food, going to the toilet in your house. That's why BBI seeks to remove this stupidity. That's why Kenyatta wants to remove the stupidity. We take back people to where they were.
That's right.
We redeem people. Come on, you people. Come on. What is this television for? Are we here to thank people every day? Are we here to please Ruto? Who is Ruto? Is he God? Is he God? Remove those bodyguards and allow him to walk free in the streets of Nairobi.
It will be Ahmad.
Why should we keep quiet when people are not even someone? I've given you that example. At least I can name myself, David. I can name people who have come to me, 22. Even the cow that was there in 2008, it has not died. It's still producing cows. And somebody is milking the milk of somebody's cow. You know, cows don't die easily. Unless there's mouth and what mouth, what cow and the mouth, what? Disease.
Foot and mouth disease.
Food, whatever you call it. Miriam, how many people are in Kisumu, in Siaya, who used to be in the Rift Valley? Prominent businessmen who lost what they had. Is the nation reconciled? Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta wants to reconcile the nation. A thug is standing in the way. A thug, listen to me. A thug created a helicopter mafia group to collect what? To collect money from all prostatos. We told him at that time some of us were even hated. Yes, there are some people who did not like to see me in the office because I used to come and say, we are going wrong. I don't want to mention them here. I used to say we are going wrong. Murkomen, Kindiki and the rest headed a mafia style of soliciting for money from managing directors of parastatos, including they cheated my money. My money. Murkomen and Kindiki, they ate my money. That is a senator where? Shit is shit. Those are shit bastard thieves. They ate my money. That's why I brought that word of Wamatangi giving me 300,000 shillings. You find out the meaning. And I gave him my logbook. Wamatangi is a senator there. Go and ask him. He will tell you the truth. Murkomen and Kindiki, and another man who is still hiding in the president there, near the president there, Muizi. Ako hapo. If Murkomen, if you, Douglas, who is a friend of Kindiki, find him, tell him, give Matsanga his money. Otherwise, he will curse you. I've cursed them. I've cursed them. That's why they have been removed. Have you seen anybody who touched me, who touched my money still there? They ate my money. They used to go and collect money in my name. Fuck it. Time has come for me to say my truth. Miriam, when will I say it? Tell me, Mr. Onyari.
Say it.
When I'm in the grave, Miriam, you come tomorrow in the Old Saints Church. Hey, these are thieves. They should not be leaders. The era of ICC has ended. We pursue, for me, Dr. David Matsanga. I will not pursue anybody in the Kenyan courts. But there are other international jurisdictions that are signatory. And let me, there are these stupid quanks of Ruto shouting on Facebook, stupid. Stupid nyenye tangatanga, stupid. Nyenye mjui mimi. You haven't seen the other side of me. Nyenye muendelee namna hivyo. If Ruto does not warn you, muendelee namna hivyo. I respect President Uhuru Kenyatta so much. That's why I restrain my actions. How can you even insult a man who paid your legal fees? Huyu mtu gani huyu dad? That mnataka. How? Even me, when Ocampo arrested me with my poverty, look at me, Miriam, with my poverty, I managed to pay Chief Taku my own $142,000 from my pocket. I told my wife, don't worry, wacha ni clear my name. Sasa wewe, Aterere, Miriam, you want me to keep this woman? We meet in a train again in wacha jaji ya huko aseme no problem. You know, in Britain there is no bribery. You do not go to Mucherule or someone and say, can I meet you? I want you. Medium. In Britain, there is no bribery. Mzungu anakuchukua, anakuwapatia miaka yako 20. Unaangalia namna hivyo unalia machozi. Anakuambia hiyo nyumba kubwa iko pesa ngapi? Miriam, look here. You go and choose someone that he tampered with witnesses. You cover yourself under international law. Then you come and sleep with the same person and drink water in the same jurisdiction. Can you?
No.
Hata nyumba kama iko ya milioni 10, auctioneer watafika nje. Let Bensouda ask Museveni whether he climbed the plane to go to New York. Miriam, I can see you are very innocent. but I know there are a few words that I said there, but at times I said them, I apologize. But let me tell you, let Bensouda ask Museveni what happened when he was going to address United Nations General Assembly in London Heathrow Airport. Did he use his plane? The Uganda flag plane? What happened? So, Fatou Bensouda, if I were him today, my friend, just write a letter to say I'm sorry. Because tutafatana. Tena hiyo huko Ulaya mimi niko pensioner. Kirimi have given me a group, niko pensioner. So they look as a vulnerable group. The judge will look at the vulnerability. Am I wrong, Miriam? Vulnerable group pensioner is crying for his little dignity. Mzungu anapenda dignity yako. Ukufe na dignity yako, Miriam. Even if you are poor, you have one shoe with a hole deeper than the Indian Ocean. You know, there are some shoes that have holes deeper. I'm not saying Kirimian has it all. No, I'm just saying there's a hole. What? They will want you to die with that dignity. That you have won a case, you are wrongly, as a result of the implication of the ICC, you were wrongly dismissed by Sky News. Sky News will agree in a letter that they had appointed Dr. Matsanga. Maybe media might think it is a joke, or people who don't know. Just a minute. Fifth, Miriam, the date here, there you are. You can't see. But the letter simply, it is one paragraph. 5th January 2007. To whom it may concern. This letter is to verify that Dr. David Nyekorat Matsanga is the Africa consultant of Sky News and is on assignment in Africa purely for us. We would appreciate all your cooperation for Dr. Nyekorat Matsanga, and Sky News can guarantee all his credentials. Signed, stamped, Sky News, Adrian Wells, Head of Foreign News, Sky News in London. Another letter. This is given as evidence. January 2008. This letter is to confirm that Dr. David Nyekorat Matsanga is Sky News Africa consultant. Dr. Matsanga is trusted colleague, and please offer him any assistance or help that may be possible in line in research, ambassadorial, editorial role of our news channel. We appreciate. It's here. I've given all these letters to Sky News. Intercontinental Hotel, where I used to give Moses lunch. Listen to this. This is Intercontinental Hotel, because some people think that I am a loafer. This is to certify that Dr. Nyekorat Matsanga has been a guest of Intercontinental Hotel between September 2006 to April 2008. Have you ever slept in a hotel 5-star to that level? And eating all the things, Miriam, don't eat. All the things. And you don't listen to this. During the above period, Dr. Nyekoraj incurred a total of bill of Kenya shillings 5,675,000 towards, which is a total of $91,000 at that time. Mnakumbuka dola ilikuwa chini sana. Please feel free to contact the hotel, Frederick Kilemba, General Manager of Hotel Intercontinental Hotel. During this time, Kuria alikuwa anakula pesa zangu. How many years? 20 to 8. Unalala kwa hoteli. And they told me, Stawish, we would have bought a house. But the Sky News said, we shall investigate you. If we find you in a lower hotel and the fire catches your clothes, no insurance will pay. will pay you. So, Miriam, another letter to Mr. John Mwaura as we go. Assistant Director for Kenya News Agency, telling him this is 10th February 2006 from Sky News. Was I not working?
You are working.
Now let me show you how much I was earning. Because they have provided it here. They have provided it here. How much is this? On 25th of May 2004, this is the mother of all letters. This one here, you can see, of Sky News. It says, Dr. Matsanga secured an interview, the only interview on planet Earth where President Mugabe was interviewed. Sky News has provided. On 14th of February 2006, please enclosed find your monthly payments of $100,000. Where do you get it? Well, Minister Gana ako na hapa. Wewe haifanyaje Minister Gana anapata kwa corruption. Apata hii pesa. It has been sent and flight confirmation. Sikia, flight confirmation from the travel company. It is your e-ticket, a business first class ticket, letter to transit accreditation in Kenya, have provisionally booked 22nd February, and the ticket is flexible. Call me if there is any problem. You are having $100,000. Then I came to rescue another bagger called you when I found Orengo, that is Senator Ziaya. I don't want to say bad things about Miriam's Senate. Let me keep quiet. Namusaidia, unless you steal from a Roro or Cameroon. Damn, how do you have that money? Nilikuja hapa na pesa hizi. I was not a thief. So Bensouda na Ocampo, they hammered me. Walinikula. When they say that I interfered with it, sindio nilianguka ubaya, Miriam. mzungu kusikia you interfered with what? Kazi iliisha hapo hapo. In fact, the owner of Sky News, Miriam, if one day I catch your hand, and which I will do soon, and take you to Sky News, and tell Richard Murdoch, I'm here with my nephew, my niece. Do you know what? They will see you reading up there. And that you are still young. You are still young. And I have not given up mentoring you. Paka nikufikishe huko. The man loved me so much. Murdoch, he said, you know, Miriam, hard work. I went for an interview where were 10,000 applicants. Gerard, 10,000 Bazungu. Who just do speak Luzungu like you? Oh, how are you? I can't. But the interview failed them. When they ask some of them, where is River Nile? They say River Nile is in Amazon. Nilipita. Nilipita every question on Africa. Have you seen how God opens doors? And I go to that Sky News thing. Now, Ocampo and Bensouda just killed me. I would not be here. But maybe it was God's arrangement that I meet Miriam. And I meet Gerard. So let it be. But on this, you can't molest me covering yourself under international law. Then you come and drink the same water with me in the same place. Haki ya Mungu hakuna. Hiyo nyumba ya Hampstead, hiyo nyumba kubwa hiyo ya Fatu Bensouda, tutashare. Unless I am restrained. And the earlier people restrain me, the better. Because I'm moving very fast like lightning. I thank you very much. Thank you, all of you. God bless you. The struggle continues. The world watches. Africa remains steady. African countries leave ICC. Withdraw. Mutoke. Kenya. President Uhuru Kenyatta, you are now about 12 months left. Bado unasema ICC. Surely, withdraw this thing and let go to African court. When they come for anybody again in the future, when you have withdrawn, the president of Burundi, for example, UN cannot just walk in Burundi. Wanakupata huko na hii kina uniform ya Burundi, ya UN, utapigwa risasi. Am I wrong?
You're right.
You go to Burundi and they say, oh, I am UN investigator. Watakutupa kwa leki Tanganyika. You will not come back. But now Kenya here, Onyali, before we leave, Kenya here, we have left the work envelope. Somebody has given this government very wrong advice that don't tackle work envelope. You wait. You wait. Senior Fatu Bensouda is leaving today. You think that man, Karim, is going to work on Kenya cases and sit when Kenyans are making noise? Have you seen one Kenyan who has just made noise here? Have you seen one of them now? A very bitter young man here. Umesikia mambo amesema. You have not even rebuked Kiamba Church. Unaona hiyo maneno. People have not yet healed. That's why you need BBI. Msaidie Uhuru upate BBI. Less than that, wacha tufunge tai na suti zikue. bado tutaelekea huko. Mimi nakwambia, utaona, we don't know what the woman is leaving behind. And by the way, lastly, Miriam, even if the woman lives peacefully, Onyali, we don't know what she has left hanging. What recommendation? So the man coming in cannot refuse. Have you seen what Justice Comey said? I cannot be involved in in the past. I was not there when the judges were selected. And she washed her hands like a Pontius Pilate. So let's get the work envelope out. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Dr. David Matsanga. Thank you, Dr. Joseph Nyanchama, Professor Jared Onyari, Jevan Karanja, Douglas Kirimi, as well as Samuel Tawish. This has been Matsanga, Africa Perspective. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Miriam Mugutu. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye-bye for now. Towards realization of the grand vision of better infrastructure, the government is soon commissioning operations of the Port of Lamu in June 2021. 3 of the 32 berths of the port have been completed, and it's expected that Lamu Port alone will handle up to 24 million tons of cargo annually when fully completed. Lamu Port construction is part of the $25 billion Lamu Port, South Sudan and Ethiopia Transport Corridor project, also known as LAPSET. The transformative Lamu Port project was officially launched by the government of Kenya in March 2012, and its construction continues in earnest. Commissioning of the Lamu Port will play a significant role in the next phase of Kenya's socio-economic growth. The soon-to-be operationalized port will continue to modernization of Kenya's infrastructure and boost communication and transportation, which are some of the key pillars of Kenya's dominant position in Eastern Africa. The government of Kenya has committed to expanding Kenyan road and rail network to better open the country for trade and also to cement Kenya's position as a regional transportation and communication hub. As the government of Kenya strives to bring the country into a new realm of increased economic growth and raise the living standards for the population, many infrastructural projects have been commissioned. President Uhuru Kenyatta has remained instrumental in championing for a new chapter of Kenya's infrastructural development, and that is why the mega LAPSET project is gradually becoming a reality despite the challenges the project has faced. LAPSET is one of Kenya's flagship long-term infrastructural development programs under the country's Vision 2030 and the infrastructural development pillar under the Big Four agenda. through its multiple infrastructural components, including the 32-berth Lamu port, regional highways, rails, oil pipelines and refineries, as well as resort cities along the corridor. The mega project is projected to become a major contributor that will take Kenya's annual gross domestic product, that is the GDP growth, to more than 10%. The LAPSSET project will not only become one of Kenya's revolutionary infrastructural development projects in the country's recent history, but also contribute to realization of African Union's vision of integrating the continent for regional trading by 2063. The government of President Uhuru Kenyatta has remained committed into bringing the LAPSSET grand vision into a reality. The project bears heavily on the president's ambition to modernize Kenya's infrastructure to cement Kenya's position as transport and logistics hub in East Africa and the Horn of African regions. To hasten the realization of the benefits of the Lamu Port Initiative, the government has been upgrading and constructing roads that connect the port as the hinterland encompassing Ethiopia, South Sudan and Uganda. The port will also connect Kenya and the regional hinterland to some other 300 ports globally. The initiative of the Port of Lamu is also expected to create many jobs domestically, including jobs in fishery, manufacturing, logistics, trade, agriculture and commerce.